Hey there everyone, Videogame Cabinet here, and tonight we're doing a review on Contra III for the Super Nintendo. Contra III is a run-and-gun action shooter for the Super NES. It has been one of my favorite games for the system since I played it over 20 years ago in high school. I believe I only beat it on emulation with save states back then though. So this morning, I popped in the authentic cart and beat it legitimately, albeit on easy mode. Contra 3 is exhilarating with its awesome weapons, intense action, and challenging gameplay. It is one of the best and most popular games on the system, and I had a great time running through it again after all these years. This is a fantastic follow-up to the classic original Contra on the NES, and it is probably the best game in the series. Contra 3 does a great job of taking advantage of the 16-bit hardware with powerful graphics, non-stop explosions, and very little slowdown. Shooting and blowing stuff up has rarely been this much fun. The boss battles are especially cool. Stage 1's boss is a giant robot turtle, Stage 3 has a mechanical ape that breaks through the wall, and Stage 4's finale involves you jumping from different missiles as you destroy the enemy aircraft. Every segment of the game is grandiose and a blast to play. The tight selection of guns is perfect, as each firearm feels practical and powerful. The spread gun and the fire gun were my favorites, but the laser also works really well in the two overhead stages. There are only 6 levels, so the game is fairly short, but they are all extremely fun whether you play co-op or solo. I did not have too much trouble making it through on easy mode, but you have to beat the game on hard mode to unlock the true ending. I tried hard mode for a couple levels, and it was far more challenging with many more bullets coming at you very fast. So there is good replay value here. Contra 3 was a very popular title in the 1990s, and it is one of the best action games of the 16-bit console generation. Just like the original Contra, it is short but sweet. This has just about the most intense run-and-gun action you will find on the Super Nintendo, and I rate Contra 3 a 9 out of 10. And that is my review. Yeah, I played Contra 3 back in high school, and I believe that I beat it on emulation with save states. I did have the authentic card in the box, but I remember I sold it a few years ago and upgraded the condition, so this is the copy I have now that's very nice. I had a much worse condition one before this for like 15 years, and then something like 4 or 5 years ago, I upgraded to this nice condition copy, but I never beat the game. I don't believe I ever beat it on the authentic cart until this morning on easy mode. I tried hard mode right after, and I could only make it to like the end of level 2, and just this evening, right before shooting this video, I played on normal mode. I got all the way to the end of stage 4, and then lost all my lives and continues. It gets a lot harder on normal and way harder on hard. So for now, beating it on easy is fine for me. Yeah, back when I beat it in high school on emulation with save states, I don't remember if it was on normal or hard or easy, I don't know. But this has long been one of my favorite games on the console. Like, I knew that. I played it a good amount back in high school on emulation and on the card. I just, didn't beat it except on emulation. But yeah, and that's why I did place it on my in my top 35 favorite games of the 4th console generation with the Super Nintendo, Genesis, Sega CD. I made those lists recently, like several months ago. But I may have said in that video that I was thinking maybe this game was a 9.5. I remember thinking that for a very long time, but as I play it now, I think a 9 out of 10 sounds a bit more right. It is very short. There are some other action games that I do like a little bit better, like some of the shmups on Genesis, like Battlemania Daijinjo, or Musha. Those are a little bit more action type games, especially Battlemania Daijinjo is a little bit more like Contra, and I think it's a little bit better. I give that game a 9.5, so I'm thinking more comfortable. I give Contra 3 a 9, which is the same score that I give the original Contra on the NES. I never played Super C, which is the part 2. There's lots of other games, like to compare to some other run and guns at the time. The best one of the generation period is on the Sega Genesis, and that is Gunstar Heroes. That game is at least a 9.5, like very close to a 10. That one's the best, and that one is, I think, clearly the better game compared to this, but this one is still great. This is definitely one of the best games of its generation, and absolutely, I would say, the best run and gun action type game, shoot 'em up on the Super Nintendo for sure. It's definitely, it's an absolute classic. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. 9 out of 10. I'm glad that I finally definitely beat it on the authentic cart this time, not like emulation back in high school. But yeah, it's still up there with some of the best on the Super Nintendo for me. It was great replaying it again this morning and just reminding myself why the game is so wonderful. Even though it is a tad short with only 6 stages, and 2 of them are the overhead type. But anyways, yeah, so that's my review. Those are my thoughts on Contra 3, beating it on easy mode, and giving it a go on normal once and hard mode once. But yeah, that's it. 9 out of 10. Have a good night.